Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is for you. Welcome back to vidIQ and the Tuesday channel audit live streams. I only have one burning question. Are you going to buy any of the new Apple products that were just announced literally minutes ago? Thank you for raiding this live stream after the Apple event. The Apple Studio does look quite delectable and very, very expensive. You join me here at vidIQ, the creator-obsessed YouTube education channel that's going to help you grow your channel with the advice, experience, and wisdom that we're about to share with you over the next couple of hours. Can you believe it? We're already on episode 10 of the live stream channel audits this year in 2022. And as always, I could not do this without a collection of guests. The first one introducing, he's a regular, he's a gaming expert. He's always astonished and surprised when I bring him on stage. Take a look at his shocked eyebrows. It's Dan. What's going on there?
She jumped from the desk as soon as you were pulling me in, and so I just decided to roll with it.
Well, hello there, Dan. I don't know how, but we've also pre-introduced Jade at the same time. I don't know if I pressed the wrong button there, but Jade...
I'm so excited to be introduced next to Dan.
Yeah, Jade Damawangsa joining us as well.
Oh my God, you got it! You got it! The pronunciation.
Yes, I practice for 5 minutes before every live stream now. Jade Damawangsa. We're welcoming you on, not specifically because it's International Women's Day. That is a coincidence. We have you on a regular basis, but we are honored to have you joining us on this day where we're going to have a little bit of a theme throughout this live stream. So yeah, welcome, Jade. Very briefly, if people are new to the live stream, just tell us who you are in the creator space.
I make YouTube videos for the past 10 years on this platform. Crazy stuff. You can watch my trailer to see more about my life. But yeah, I make videos in the creator economy. But most recently, I just document whatever I'm working on. So right now I'm working on a climate crypto project. So yeah, basically building stuff in tech, mainly making videos. That's my main theme. I talk a lot about random stuff.
Would you describe yourself as a content creator OG? Because like you are still of a relatively young age, but you've been on YouTube and
no, yeah, I'm 100% an OG. Yeah, 2000 and what? Like I forget, 7 or 8.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just grinding it out, and now I mean I don't know, 10 years on YouTube, man. A lot has changed. So I'm hopefully helping some newcomers come along and build their YouTube career as well. I
think I've been on YouTube for about 10 or 11 years. Dan, how long have you been on YouTube?
About the same, yeah. About
so we're bringing you over 30 years of experience.
I know. Wow, we're so wise.
Definitely. So let's say a couple of hellos to people then. So I'll just bring some people on the chat and say hello, K.A. Allmix to you. And we're going to say hello also. Good evening to Victor Cox. Hello to Attitude Flips, Moonblade 23. And also, Slavgard Manga is telling Dan to fix Discord. Apparently, it's down for everybody, right? This is a system-wide thing.
This is not a Dan problem.
but we always try and make everything a Dan problem. Dan, do say hello to some people. Welcome them to the live stream.
Okay, not them, because they're putting a lot on my plate right now. But I will say hello to everything. Hello to you. Hello to SLK Chess. Hello to Keyboard with a 3. And hello to I'll be test.
And Jade will make it nice and easy for you. We'll bring some people onto the chat. You can say hello to them.
Hello, hello, H. Hello, Mr. Egg Games. Hello, Dylan Fuddy. What's up? How's your day going? Baby's Budget and Beyond. Self-improvement hell.
I'm really intrigued by that channel name. What do you think is behind the self-improvement pill? Don't know. Is it PG, set for kids?
Life of Key and Q. Hello.
And last but not least,
Sound Fits.
Alrighty. So, folks, welcome to the Tuesday Channel Audit live stream. If you are brand new here, do let us know in the chat. Our moderators and our usual gang will welcome you in with open arms, and we're going to explain how this live stream happens over the next 60 seconds like this. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using the link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience, and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of this stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels. All right, housekeeping as always. Dan is telling me that either I am a little too hot, a little too loud, or Jade is a little low on the microphone. So do let us know in the chat. Dan, if you could just monitor that so we can try and fix that.
And this is my volume.
Yes, I'm still trying to figure out this microphone, and it's still driving me nuts in a little, probably in another live stream. If you are watching this channel audit live stream and you submitted to the form, we get hundreds of submissions every single week. So unfortunately, we can't audit every single channel, but a lot of the things that we do talk about are fundamentally true for all channels, be it thumbnails, ideas, SEO, channel focus, etc., etc. So if you can, bring up your channel on a second screen so that you can think about how to apply some of the fundamentals we're talking about to your channel. And with all of that being said, I believe we are ready to get into our channel auditing. And what we're going to do to begin with is audit the first two channels that submitted on both the non-gaming form and the gaming form, and then we're going to get into a little theme after that. So let's just quickly, well, not quickly, let's work our way through the first channels that submitted. We're starting with the Corgi Files, and they have 58 subscribers. No channel banner that I can see. I'm getting a YouTube Shorts vibe here. So just general impressions. Let's start it out with Dan, and then Dan, when you're done with your summarizations, throw it over to Jade, and we'll see what we can find out about this channel.
Sure. It looks like chat is saying your audio has been clipping, by the way. And there's a
Wonderful.
bit of an argument there of whether or not it's gotten better already. I don't know. Just so you are aware, though.
Delighted to hear that.
Your name came up the most. So what I love about this channel as a shorts channel right off the bat is that the shorts are short. Some of them, like one of them, 16 seconds. They do have one that's over 1:08, which will not be on the short shelf. I don't know if they know that or not, but if your short is over a minute, it will not appear on the short shelf. So just something to keep in mind for the future. It is consistent in terms of what they're making shorts of. It is corgis. It's always corgis. And that's great, because if people will get recommended your shorts if they watch on a frequent basis, and you want to make sure they're coming back and getting that same experience that they got the first time. The one thing that I would say needs improving is the upload frequency and consistency, because we have videos from 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, 8 days ago. And with shorts, it's all about velocity. You need as many of those as you can get up. If you can afford to do them daily, that would be fantastic. The shorts channels we see growing the fastest are the ones that are pumping out content and really feeding the beast. But Jade, what do you think? You are muted, by the way.
So I think that you might benefit from two things. One, like, this reminds me of when I watch like America's Funniest Videos, or like, you know, these short clips I think are really cool. Like, I think one thing you could do is like, you could create a compilation video or reach, like I've seen this before, like reach out to other compilation channels and like you submit your video, and then they'll drive traffic to your video. That's one idea. The second idea is if you're doing like, I know you're like uploading the video without a thumbnail, because it looks like it's just a natural, like what YouTube does.
Yeah.
One strategy that I have that I actually haven't tried out yet. I'm like, my team is just starting this, by the way, so you can try it if you want. But like when people go on your, this is more for desktop, but if people go on your channel, you can actually like change the thumbnail to whatever you want. But like you want it to still look like a short. So for example, if there's a really cute shot, like for example, belly rub Corgi, like if you can get a shot of his face being like, oh my God, like so cute, and you change that as a thumbnail, it'll help drive viewership of people on the desktop. Of course, like shorts is mainly mobile, but just something to consider with thumbnails. I wouldn't do much effort other than that. Like I don't think you need to like add crazy amount of text or anything. So yeah, I think shorts is all about frequency. So pump out a 15-second video daily if possible. And I think everything else I think the dog niche will have to find you at some point. So either reaching out to other compilation channels or dog channels, I think will help drive viewership.
Is my microphone still sounding okay, Dan?
I think it sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've changed 2 volumes. I've tried to swap them around. My thought here is that the titles could probably do with a bit more draw to them in terms of the typical viewer of this type of content is probably going to be watching it because they're dog lovers themselves. They find this type of stuff cute. And also there's that human dog emotional bond attachment. And some of these titles I just don't think are there yet. Happy Corgi with a Bone. How could you make that a little bit more enticing? What did the dog do with a bone? Did they do something exciting, cute, funny? I feel as if adding a bit more context to the titles would make them more clickable in one sense, but also perhaps add a bit more context for YouTube in terms of serving up to the right audience. I think there's 3 distinct solutions there in terms of volume of content, maybe thinking about a thumbnail, and also more of a human element perhaps in the titles. You think we covered everything there for the time being?
I think so.
Yeah, then let's move on to the next channel. This is the first gaming channel that's submitted this week. They are Camouflage Dove, and they are about to hit 50 subscribers, which I think means they will be able to live stream on mobile, which is their first big milestone. Congratulations. But before they hit that, Dan, what type of gaming content are you seeing here?
Looks like it's going to be gaming meme content. I'm seeing that's the vibe I'm getting from the thumbnails. And
it's that title that gives it away for me. The .exe one. I always feel as if that's some meme element brought to the fore.
Yeah, and I wonder if that one's doing better because maybe Crossfire is having a moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say when you're doing channels like this, you're no longer, in my eyes, simply a gaming channel. You're kind of a gaming meme channel or a gaming comedy channel. And that gives you some license to do things like topic swap a bit more, meaning swap games. But at the same time, there is still an element there, especially as you're starting out, where you need to build a little bit more of a relationship with some viewers. So I would still recommend starting with one game or some similar games, because Crab Game, City Skylines, and Crossfire and Halo, like none of these games are really that related to one another. They're all going to attract a different audience. And so the way you need to think about it is like this. You're making meme content and you're using the game as a staging ground for your comedy, your brand of humor. That's great. But at the same time, no one really knows you yet, but they do know what City Skylines is, or they do know what Halo is. That's like the big trending thing that you're attaching your comedy to. So you want to do that consistently for a while. Stick with Grand Theft Auto memes or stick with Halo, whatever you're feeling, whatever gives you the most inspiration, whatever you can write the most comedy about, and do that for a good long time. And then as time goes on and you feel like you're really getting to know your audience, maybe slip in a similar game, but another meme about another game, and you can slowly broaden that a little bit. But I think at first it's still, even in this case, good to start with just like one game, something that is a common through line so that those new viewers have a reason to keep coming back.
Do you think volume of content could be another challenge for the creator? They'd look to be doing one a week sometimes, then it's a 2-week break. And as you say, I feel as if when a creator is trying to transcend just gaming and they're almost like, they're not a gaming channel, they're about the culture of gaming. They need to stay on topic as much as possible. I look at the Battlefield 2042 experience, It's Dying. Wasn't that a trending story 2 or 3 months ago when it was first released.
Probably. I don't follow Battlefield too closely, but that
Okay.
is true. You may be right. They may have been late to that story. You want to get, that's like, those are the moments as a meme channel. If you're going to cover like current events, you need to cover them currently as they're happening. So you got to be quick when it comes to those types of videos. Assuming you were, though, maybe we're wrong. Maybe that was fresh news.
Yeah.
It does have for your channel a decent amount of views. But it's so different than like EA blames Master Chief, you know, Crossfire X.exe. Like it's still, you know, maybe, yeah, it's first person shooters, but you're doing something that might be like a trending news story coming off the heels of like more, I would say, random kind of videos. EA blames Master Chief might also be a news story, but it doesn't, I don't know. The title's giving me a little bit of pause there. I'm not exactly sure. And that's the other thing. If I have to think too hard about what your video is, that's going to be tough for most viewers. It's going to be hard to get them to stop scrolling so they can click and just see what this 22-second video is all about, because they're thinking too hard about it and they're just going to keep scrolling.
What is the phrase that you've used before, Dan? You don't want viewers to have to think in order to win the click, or something along those lines.
I didn't write it down, but yes.
Yeah. We didn't get the T-shirt printed before it escapes our memories. All right, so that is Camouflage Dove. Let's move on to the next channel, and this is where we're going to go into a little bit of a theme here. Since it is International Women's Day, we're going to celebrate women's creators, and we've gone through our list to try and find women creators. Don't worry, as we move through the channel audits, we're going to be auditing channels of all shapes and sizes. But yeah, we just want to... because we don't get that opportunity that often, given the male to female ratio of channel submissions, just the same as gaming to non-gaming channels, we want to try and balance it out a little more this week. And so we are going to look at Tina H, The Beautiful Journey. I think, Jade, this was one that you pre-selected. Introduce us to this channel.
Hi, everybody. So I'm so excited to announce the National Women's Day. We got Tina here celebrating this wonderful day. We have your channel. So let's talk about a little bit about what I would do. So I see it's beauty. I see it's beauty after 50, which is a great niche. I feel like, you found your voice. That's a great thing, especially if you do it earlier on. Although I'm not the biggest fan of niches, because that's just how I didn't grow my channel. I know it is very good and effective if you do know what you want. Okay, so the first video, it just sticks out to me a little bit because you have a before and after, and then you use the abbreviation MOTD, which I think stands for Makeup of the Day. I know that for a fact. You know what? Your title isn't, honestly, I don't like the word, but I like the style, and let me explain. I don't like the keywords. It's not really searchable, except perfect for work, or I would rephrase it from work from home makeup or something. But I like the style. Like, there's actually you don't have to make every title like how to do a everyday makeup routine. Like, it doesn't need to be that. I like the phrasing. There's this channel by this YouTuber named Michelle Fawn, if you guys want to check it out, and she does very similar titles, and I would just do like the same vibe. The only difference I would say is like use maybe something more eye-catching, like everyday makeup semicolon affordable natural and 10 minutes or something like that, less wordy. And then title thumbnail wise, I would just do a before and after shot. That's it. No text. Keep it simple. Or even just the after. I've seen some beauty channels just, especially in the whole beauty community, I've seen it taken a huge shift where it's used to be like a lot of text, and now it's just like image, like a really nice image of your makeup. And then I say, like, you know, if you're doing the video next to it, pink and green flower inspired look, I would just focus on the over 50, like makeup over 50, and just keep using that keyword, because you can make it your own thing.
Yeah. And
then like keep doing it. Like, even if you feel like it's repetitive, you know, I use my age all the time in my titles and thumbnails. People think it's annoying, but I don't care. And I would say, let's look at this trend. A lot of these videos are like beginner makeup 101 over 50, mature skin. You can do a variation of mature skin. It seems like that's another big thing. Or I like that one. Over 35, do your concealer like this. I love those phrases. I feel like it's very eye-catching. A I actually like the thumbnail below it. It's like heavy lid, no eyelid, no crease. I kind of like that. It's maybe a little more intricate, but if you want to do a close-up shot, I think that makes a lot of sense because maybe those are insecurities people have. And it's not like you're trying to point them out, but it's like people who have those problems might want to learn more. And yeah.
I think what I'm noticing as I scroll through these thumbnails is, and I think you mentioned it, Jade, the close-up shot in the makeup world, a really detailed image, even if it's a before and after or focusing on like the particular part of the face that you're touching up. I feel as if these thumbnails do still need a little bit more detail and focus on them. Just looking at this second thumbnail, and again, Dan, thinking about a thumbnail having to make me think, why is this flower in there? I know it's because it's a flower-inspired look, but it just confuses me a little bit as if I was scrolling through the feed as to two faces, one of them where the eye is closed, a flower there. It's like if there's an extra step I'm having to make to try and comprehend the thumbnail. And I think all of these thumbnails could do with just zooming in a little bit more on the face or the hair, because on all of these, if I just look at the thumbnail, what am I supposed to be looking at here? The makeup, the hairstyle, the makeup. I feel as if there's a couple of things that I could be looking at, but which part of a thumbnail are you trying to tell me needs more attention?
There's like the full face makeup, full face $1 makeup is a good example of what, like when you have space that you could utilize a little bit better. Now that video has more views than the other one, so what I think got people in was the full face makeup for $1. You know, that impact statement right there is like, oh, awesome. You know, so that text I think was helpful to you, but I also think that you are holding so many products and it's so zoomed out. It's a picture in a picture. It's so tiny. And that is when I would have been a little more creative about putting you and the products a lot bigger in the thumbnail and then finding a place for that text that was, so it still fit on there, but it everything fit and it was more in harmony, because there's just a lot of negative space in that thumbnail in particular. I
like the way you said that, Dan. Impact statement. And I feel as if many of these titles and thumbnails just don't have that impact statement just yet. There's maybe 2 or 3 ideas, and if you could condense that down into one sort of single impact statement per title and thumbnail, that would have more impacts. Generally speaking, just to give an overview of the channel, 250 subscribers, just over. View counts are fairly healthy. That are into like the 70 to 100, so they're getting a decent size of views per video. So there are some positives there. Sorry, Dan.
That's okay. What I was going to say also about that video is I might have maybe just learned something about your target audience or the audience that you happen to be attracting, and that is that they're looking for good makeup for a bargain. Yes. And if you were to make a viewer persona, like somebody who every single video is for, we've talked about this in the past, that might be one road you go down, where you write down bullet points like, who is this person I'm making this video for? You're making it for one person. Who is that person? What are they all about? And that video, affordable makeup, it's in your description. That's great. Like that video kind of proves that point. Like your audience, you have a lot of data in a lot of different videos now. Your audience likes affordable makeup. So you would think about that for every single video you're making. You might have dollar amounts and more thumbnails as a result. You know, all of these decisions, would be a lot easier to make if you maybe wrote down like, who is the target audience?
Affordable makeup hauls for the over 50s.
Yeah,
that's kind of the value proposition, I feel.
That's the other thing. They might be over 50. There's a lot of points I think that we've kind of touched on, and that's what I would be doing.
All right, then, let's move on to the next channel. That was Tina H, her beautiful journey. And now we're going to look at Moody Clouds. Again, Jade, we'll just start with you since Dan and I need a verbal break.
Sounds good. So what I want to point out is like you've nailed down your channel thumbnail aesthetic. I think it's very like spot on. It gives me Tumblr-esque, Pinterest-esque, like pastel, like very like 2016, honestly, like 2016, like vibes. So good on you. because back in if anyone didn't know, back in the day, which is 5 years ago,
Back in the day,
like everyone was obsessed with Tumblr and specifically like pastel colors, and like I just feel a lot of nostalgia. I know this is so dumb because it's only 6 years ago, but anyways, okay. So honestly, I don't know your niche. That's okay though. It looks like, you know, some channels you don't really know what they do, but it's like an aesthetic. And like I think you're kind of that channel, which I think is actually okay. It is harder to like complicate. Like you have like lo-fi, then you have like some posing, and then you have like a day in a life. So my thing is I see everything's a minute. I would try to like make it under 60 seconds, like Dan said, or because then you can be shelved in a shorts channel, which I know is sad. It's like, you know, you have the thumbnail look, but I think you can still do it. Like there's a huge thing on TikTok that's like aesthetic talk. So like I would just make it to shorts because it's already like short enough where you could do that. And then try your best to like you know, as much as you can. I know you're posting like once every other week or once a week, like keep posting more content. Hopefully making it shorter will make it easier. And I would say, like, because you're like a vibe channel, I don't think you need to like do anything different. Just look at other vibey channels to get inspiration of like what's trending. So like what I would look, okay, just like let's just can you search aesthetic on
I'm gonna have to spell it now. I should do it since it's actually in the titles. I'm really stressed for a second.
No, 2T, just 1T. Okay. So okay, perfect. Find your aesthetic. 15 types of aesthetic. How to be aesthetic. Using vidIQ, you can see which one's competitive, what's not. So I would just try to make, those are 3 videos ideas you can make right there. Oh, my girl Jen DIY, you can make aesthetic DIYs. And again, I think just because you're already making shorter content, try to make the 60-second version of any of these videos you see here. And
yeah, it's interesting that the video length on these aesthetic types of content is quite long, actually. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, going up as high as 16 minutes. So as you say, Jade, there may be an opportunity to convert them into short form content, almost like using the idea.
oh my gosh, she just uploaded like 34 minutes ago. Cottagecore aesthetic. Yeah, I love it. I feel like it's so cool. So yeah, just keep, I would just say shorter, and like your thumbnails honestly look good. And like it's a niche though, so I understand it's not like eye-catching, but that's the point. So I actually like it. I would say the only thing is just like, you know, if you're using like borders, just be careful that it doesn't take up too much space and less of image, but that's it. I feel like you have the vibe.
Yeah, because to be honest, this thumbnail is not aesthetically pleasing because the border's chopped off at the top, and it's giving me the chills as a thumbnail view. View counts again seem to be fairly positive and healthy, but the content creators maybe just not pushing out enough content, perhaps, in that sense. Dan, any thoughts that you've picked up here?
Yeah, no, I agree with everything that's been said this far. I guess the only thing I would say is sometimes the text is hard to read, in particular the middle top video. Yeah. I've seen thumbnails like this, and it does work. The text in the middle that's actually kind of small, and you have to look at it a little carefully. It's just that when the colors don't blend, like you have white text on this really yellowish, yeah, and it's hard. That's small. It's the font is squished, so it's hard to see. I think that middle one would be a lot easier to see if it was on a different background or the text was, you know, a different color. So yeah, little things like that. Just be sure to like take your thumbnail, if you're making them in Photoshop, for example, or even Canva, like zoom out and put it to thumbnail size, and just make sure, do that quick check. Like, can I read this in the smaller size?
There is a definite style that the creator is going for, so we understand why this font is being used. Yeah. But sometimes it just doesn't work as well in some thumbnails versus others, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what I would do is search for you for your channel. I would search coolers.co. I think it's just sorry, this is like a Google search. Okay. It's just a coolers, like this is a huge tool for anyone doing YouTube thumbnails, but it's like coolers.co, and it's literally a contrast checker, and it will give you a score based on like UI, UX, like, you know, data science, like if your contrast is too low. So just check it out. I use the tool all the time. It's so good. And if your score is below 80%, you should probably change the colors.
Alrighty, that is Moody Clouds there. We're going to have a brief interlude here because I want to do a quick quiz with all of you, not just Dan and Jade, but everybody in the chat. And a question I want to ask you is this. Do you know what the most watched video or viewed video on YouTube is?
Charlie bit my finger.
Go on.
I used to know it. It's changed. There's a time.
Give you a clue.
There, yeah, go ahead. Oh, is it? That's from. Isn't that from Ted Lasso? That's the most recent time I heard that tune.
No, it's Baby Shark. Wow,
okay.
What?
That was really put right. Yeah. So the next question is, do you know how many views it has now? Oh, you two are really terrible at this, and you don't even
a
guess.
billion.
A billion.
Yeah. Why not?
No. A billion is not the most amount. I think it's like 5 billion.
Okay, double that number, Jed, and you're getting close.
10 billion.
Over 10 billion. What an incredible quiz this is so far. The final question I want to ask you is this, right? So Baby Shark came out over 5 years ago. It now has over 10 billion views. But how many views per hour do you think it's getting right now?
10,000.
100,000.
All right. Your answer is 168,600. Okay. Which is pretty incredible for a video that is over 5 years old. It's probably earning, well, it's made for kids, so I don't know how much it's going to be earning ad revenue. Probably not that much.
Right now, there's 168,000 plus parents just bashing their heads through their drywall.
Correct. And the reason why I wanted to play this little game is to show you our brand new free tool, which is views per hour. You can use this tool to find out what's trending right now, irrespective of when it was released. So you can find out that the most popular video on YouTube with 10 billion views is getting over 150,000 views per hour. If I wanted to go to the homepage to see what's currently going on in the YouTube world, then it will also show you the views per hour for different things, such as Think Media's latest video is getting 300 views per hour. People talking about Apple's new products, that's getting 1,500 views per hour. So this is just going to give you an insight into what's going on YouTube right now. And it's replaced our likes to dislikes ratio tool because YouTube took away all of that data. And we thought we'd replace it with something that's really going to benefit creators. You're going to see this on the search page, on channel pages, suggested videos, all sorts of things. I find it really intriguing. I'm learning more about different videos as I do a bit more research into it. So like a tutorial video is going to come out soon, but I just want to show you views per hour. It's a completely free tool from vidIQ. So make sure to download vidIQ if you haven't already done so. And if you want to take advantage of all of our tools, then we do have a 30-day free trial. Link in the description. You are a brand new customer. So congratulations, Jade and Dan. You both got 0 out of 0 on my hastily put together quiz. Let's get back to what we can actually do quite well, which is auditing channels. And we're now looking at SL. Make every class your best class, new teacher content every week. And Jade, yeah, let's start again with you. What were your first impressions for this creator?
I feel like this is so cool. I mean, I can tell it's like a teacher to teacher type of talk, kind of like the vibe. Interesting niche, never seen it. Maybe I'm just not a teacher. But I think my first thing is like, I would try to use the word teacher in your titles.
Yeah,
it took me a while, as in a while, 1 minute, but usually I can do it instantaneously. But I don't really know, at the beginning, I didn't really know who your target audience is. But I was like, oh, it's for teachers, like learning methods. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would be like is how to be a teacher. Like scroll down a little bit just so I can see the channel history.
I was going to mention anecdotal evidence here, Jade. A teacher's perspective, that has more views than anything else in the top 2 rows. So that's a good indicator there.
Yeah, like maybe I would start with even more general videos, like how to become a teacher, or like how like teacher Q&A. Like I know there's like some like niche platform stuff, which is good too. Another thing I was just gonna say is you might do like a really, like this is just a more title phrasing thing, but like if there's a platform trying to react to, like Italki, I guess. If you just did like Italki and then like semicolon teacher's reaction. I know reaction channels do really well. You could do that. Oh, Italki is like a big platform. Okay. So yeah, I would do that, like reaction as a teacher reaction, or I think the logo is great. I see you have like a series of reviewing platforms. So yeah, I would do that. And then like I would say like maybe blur out, like I've seen these things, this trend where people go to low rated food restaurants and they put like the Yelp star rating on the screen. You could do that too, but like blur it out so it's like kind of mysterious. So anyways, there's a couple of things you could do in the thumbnail there. But yeah, I think you have a really cool niche. Just use the word teacher more. And I would have to actually watch the video itself to get a sense of like how you're doing there.
Sure.
But I think it's pretty cool.
Let's talk about the most popular ones. See if there's, because there are some breakout pieces of content from 6 months ago. It may be worth revisiting that content if anything's been updated about what you've been covering, and or you're just a better content creator at this point. To look at that type of stuff. Dan, anything jumping out at you? We've not really touched on thumbnails yet.
Yeah, I think, and we're looking at the older videos now, but I was going to say, like, the lighting, if this is a nitpick, the lighting is a little inconsistent on your face. Sometimes, sometimes it's like really nice and clear, and other times it's a bit hazy. That, you know, because maybe the light's too bright. Maybe you're shooting in front of a window, and sometimes it's just a little inconsistent. So these are just like improvements you can make over time. Overall, it's exciting to see like how focused they are, and it looks like they. Yes.
I was going to share something because Dan, you bring up a good point about the title and the thumbnail being not lit. There's this app called Remini. You guys should check it out. It's free, and it literally, I use it all the time. You basically take a screenshot. Oh, hi. You take a screenshot of like
sorry.
You take a screenshot of like any thumbnail. Like it could just be like this, and literally with the AI, it makes it clear. And I don't know how it makes it more high, like a 4K resolution, and it will fix your lighting. So just what I do is I literally use Photoshop, then export it out to my phone, and I put it back, and then it looks great. It's free. So just use that.
And what was that called again, Jed?
Called Remini. It's like, I don't know why no one talks about it. Remini, yeah. Oh, with the I at the end. Yeah, AI. It's like it uses AI to like it. Literally, the before and after is actually how it looks. Like
interesting.
It's insane. If you have even if you have a blurry photo, because like how some people don't pose in thumbnails, they forget. You can just take a screenshot, use this, and it looks like a 4K image.
Cool. It gets 4.7 rating, so yeah, validation there. Interesting. Well, I was going to mention here, perhaps not necessarily about the thumbnails, but just about the camera quality in general. Ben Johnson would have a lot of things to say about this. I get the feeling, because I've been a victim of this, where I'm blasting a ton of light on myself, but I have the camera in automatic mode. So the camera is fighting against the lighting, and it kind of is giving that almost like oversaturated look a little bit. And I feel as if that's similar on these, like almost as if the creator's too afraid to start messing with the variables on the camera. So that might be something to just experiment with as well. And also maybe trying to spruce up the background a little bit, unless you're intentionally using the background to put graphics and text on screen, maybe something to play around with within the content itself.
The thing too is phones. If you're shooting on your phone, you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about that complicated auto mode stuff. Phones default to auto mode, but you can take them out of those modes. Yeah. And that's, I think a lot of people just kind of set up their phone and they leave it. As you had the little thumbnail playing the video, you could see some changes in the lighting too. Like the camera was compensating at certain points in that video, especially. Like, if whether it's a phone or not, I completely agree.
But I guess what we would also add is those are the things that you probably want to fix after what we've mentioned beforehand, because often the quality, the lighting and the quality are important, but there are much more important things to focus on first, which we've already mentioned. So that is Classable ESL. The next channel we're going to take a look at is Spectrum Art Studio. Dan, I think you picked this one, so kick us off.
Yeah, so they are doing painting videos, oil paint. I think I saw a watercolor video at one point, or maybe it's specifically oil paint.
One here.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, they're getting some pretty decent views, 1.7K subscribers. So congrats there. I was starting to look at this and I went, what kind of advice could I give this channel? And one thing that I felt strongly about was the titles. I feel like they're, especially like water mixable oil paint, it's just kind of, what about it? I'm left with like a question, like why is this video here? So what I did is I just typed in like, I think maybe mixable oil paint or something like that into search. And there's some pretty interesting titles, Rob, if you want to pull that up.
Yes, sir.
Because I really like the thumbnails. I like that process they're going through with like from beginning to end or almost nearly finished. And so complete guide to water mixable oils, everything you need to know. I think our channel is down here. And then let's see, there was another one. It looks like a lot of them are kind of guides, right? Like people showing you, like every one of these videos is going to show me something. I don't really have to think too hard about like what it is I'm watching. Now, your videos are not tutorials. It seems like you're just painting, which is cool. There was another search I did that came up with some great answers for that too. Yeah, maybe let's just try oil paint for a sec. Oil painting for beginners, crash course, what oil painting is all about. Oh man, I'm sorry. I wish I could remember but in any case, what you could be doing is maybe talking a little bit about the techniques you're using, like your oil painting, but is there any other keywords, any kind of techniques that you could kind of include in these titles? What makes this specific oil painting video stand out beyond the fact that it is an oil painting, and one thing I think I just saw at a glance, like someone was painting like a pop culture figure. So sometimes you could do that too. That's another way we've recommended art channels grow, is they paint, we use Disney films a lot because there's always some kind of Disney film on the horizon, right? So like Doctor Strange, maybe you do a painting of Doctor Strange. There's Maleficent, there's Spider-Man. Okay, so yeah,
good examples there. Yeah,
maybe that's where that thought popped in my head a second ago. So, and it looks like those did pretty well too.
Yeah,
some of them shorts. Those were my initial thoughts. I thought, yeah, especially for the long form videos, some of the titles were just missing something for me.
What are your thoughts, Jade?
I think, and this is like a personal preference, it seems like you are female identifying. You should probably play into it. But I'm gonna put like your face in it. Like if you literally put like the back, I saw this girl put a back of her head, like drawing, like at her desk. That would be really cool to showcase, like, like I think when I was watching, because I do oil painting too, like I would try to find channels that like I felt comfortable by, and I felt more comfy with female artists. So yeah, something to consider, just like, because it seems like you're not using the persona at all, but you might want to if you're comfortable with it. But beyond that, in terms of like your actual art, you're very talented. I feel like, no offense, but like sometimes art channels, when it's like new, it's like, oh no, it's not the channel the issue. It's like you need to fix your technique. You're actually really great. And I think I would just say like, I see you're doing like shorts and 6-speed coloring. Like I think like some of the celebrity ones are doing really well. So maybe doubling down on like celebrity, like Billie Eilish watercolor, or like I see that, yeah, that works really well. And then I actually really like your thumbnail, and like you're talking about like dry stumps, like one's like a check mark and then like another one's like an X. That's cool. So the thing I would say that usually takes off an art channel though is if you're not if you're personality based, but like there's two methods. Your art's really, 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 really good, or people like you. So that's why I'm saying like try to insert yourself if possible. You don't need to hold like your art piece, but you could either back of your head, show your workspace, do more personality driven content if you would like, or just like make extremely really good art, or like crazy concepts, like, painting all these actors right when a movie comes out. That's another thing. So like Dune, when it came out, or like when Euphoria came out, like do things that are super timely. Like I noticed you did Maleficent, but Maleficent maybe was at a peak a few years ago, whatever. So that's something I would consider when you're timing your celebrity artists. And same with Billie Eilish. I think it's important to time your celebrity posts.
Yeah, these Spider-Man ones, I think they were probably maybe a fraction too early. 5 months ago, you're probably thinking October, November. But I think some of these thumbnails are really inventive. I love the style of that one. Just like, this is what I made, and these are the instruments of what I used to make them. And I think there was another one. I really liked this thumbnail as well. The comparisons of what happens when I use different priced pencils to draw my art. Some really inventive stuff going on there. But in the most recent thumbnails, they feel sometimes a little bit more formulaic and not as exciting. I'm wondering why that is. So maybe that's just my personal opinion, though. It seem a bit more tutorially, these later ones. Anyway, that is Spectrum Art Studio. Good luck working toward 2,000 subscribers. And now we're going to look at Hazariel's Costumes. I hope I've pronounced that somewhere correctly. Over 2,000 subscribers. And just as I was looking at this channel before we went live, I looked at this content as you simply would not be able to get this anywhere else. The creator has a very unique talent, and they want to show us what that is through YouTube. How can they do it? Just execute this better to have perhaps one of those viral moments.
Absolutely. I was very impressed just by the artistry going into these costumes. And I guess like the big thing for me is thumbnails. Like, great example of a thumbnail that is working for me is the one on the bottom right. Turn this into anything. You're making these cosplay boots, and the boots are nice and big. And what I'm not sure, it looks like maybe a yoga mat, but that's, that to me is a nice simplistic thumbnail. Whereas some of these, like the holiday dress, you got, 3 different models in the picture. You have holiday dress DIY, you have a sewing machine, and then a really like glittery background. And it's just, there's a lot going on, So I think, and we've looked at these before, like cosplay thumbnails on YouTube. There's a lot of examples of thumbnails, and they're a lot more simplistic. They're mostly focused on like the costume itself, and there's not much else going on.
Would you argue that these thumbnails are of a very high standard?
Yes,
but less is more right now for this creator's thumbnails.
Correct. I think they're trying to include a lot of things in the thumbnail, and if they would just pare it down to like Dark Cinderella, like that one's great. 2.6K views. You have this glorious dress, and then just 2 words, and it's just very, very straightforward. And then the other one that says it's big, that one has 1,000 views. I'd be looking at these videos like, wow, the ones from months ago have a lot, like quite a few views. I'd be looking at those, comparing it to kind of the stuff you're doing now. Was it the fact that you were doing costumes for more recognizable IP, or was it the fact that the thumbnails were simpler? Like, I would be digging into all of your like top performers to see, what you can kind of learn from those and apply to future videos.
I think that a lot of the quality looks insane.
Yeah.
Like I said before, with the artwork, timing the movie with the release with your costume is going to be so important. Like I'm a Studio Ghibli fan, so I think there's an exception. You don't have to always do timely movies, but unless it's like a big like OG film, you have to time it. Like Dune could be a good opportunity when it came out. Like a lot of people are talking about the dress. So yeah, I think IP and timing has a huge thing, and it's okay still to do like very OG movies, but just to know like it might take longer for viewers to search just because it's not timely. And yeah, I kind of like your tier list video. That's kind of interesting. I would show like, just because because tier lists are huge. Like I would just try to frame it like you could title it 100 costumes, ranking all of them, or like showcase how many you have. But in terms of your other videos, I think they look sick. And yeah, I think timing will be a huge part of it.
I'm curious about this video here, which has 15,000 views. I just want to check here on the historical, if the screen loads up here. Okay, so it looks as if this video is trending a little bit for the channel. The tool is telling me they're getting 100 views per hour. I don't know what IP this is from. Does anyone know?
No.
Wheel of Time, it says.
Okay, so I'm wondering if there is an opportunity there to double down on that content a little bit. My guess is that these videos take quite a long time to make, weeks, perhaps even months on some of these. So I don't know how quickly you can react to content that's performing well on the channel. But this one here does seem to be like a standout piece of video.
But you can also
for the channel.
react to costumes. Like, say you can't make
Yeah,
it, you can also do video
sure.
that's like reacting to Spider-Man's costume, or like reacting to XYZ in like a movie category. So trying to find, like, I call this sustainable content. Content that's, because like I have friends, like my friend Ryan Trahan, he makes like Mr. Beast style content, like insane, but it's not sustainable. So he had to find, like, he did a reaction point of view just because it was really easy to pump out. So mixing that with your high production is really key for channel growth. And I would try reactions, maybe, just because it's easier.
I like that. There's also the video from 3 hours ago. I would keep an eye on that one because it does have 182 views. But the secret stash wig, like, this is a good example of putting too much in the thumbnail. I would only use the image of you on the right opening the wig. I'd make that fill the whole frame. I'd even get rid of the text, because if you had that hair bigger on the screen, it would be clear that it was a secret stash wig. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's such a clever idea. And I think maybe what you have there is going to work. You just posted the video, so keep an eye on it. But if you feel like the performance is underperforming, try that. Take the picture, just blow it up as big as you can with nothing else. Because it's clear that you're pulling something ridiculous out of a wig. And I love it. I think people will click immediately.
I tell you what I think is redundant in this thumbnail is this image here.
Yeah.
We don't really need that and this one. So as you say, Dan, blow up this image a bit more, maybe shift it to the left, and then have just secret stash. Don't have wig.
Yeah,
you know, if you do need some text still in there, or you shift that into the title. But yeah, I think this is a classic example of where you want to maybe include the image here because of the outfit as well as the wig, perhaps. But perhaps that's just a bit too much for the thumbnail. You can go into the costume a lot more once people have clicked on it. But yeah, there's competing ideas here, I think, a little bit.
The outfit's in the video, as is the wig closed with the stuff inside of it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Like, people are going to get to see that stuff. You want that initial thing that you did that is like the most shocking. People aren't doing that. People aren't making secret stash wigs. I'm not seeing it anyway. Maybe it's a trend. I don't know. But it's such a cool idea. And so, yeah, I agree, Rob. If you wanted some text too, I like that idea. Just getting rid of the word wig.
All right, so we'll come back in about an hour to this channel and see if they've changed the thumbnail. No pressure, no pressure. All right, next channel is Astro Cute Cosplay. I'm going to pronounce that first word as Astro Cute, and they have 350 subscribers. And it looks like perhaps maybe another costume/gadgets creation channel. Let's see what we've got here.
I really like it. Like, you timed the movie with the Spider-Man. Good job. Seems very timely.
Yeah, 2 months ago. So that was about perfect time, wasn't it? January, December time. Yeah.
I like the fact that you make very topical videos, but then you kind of introduce yourself, like the 2021 recap. I like that. Like, that's, I think, super good, especially even if you're a product-based channel. I think it's important to still be personality-driven, even if it's slightly smaller portion of it. I'm trying to look. I mean, this looks very high production, very like cool, like 3D printed channel.
Yeah, the vibe I'm getting here, but it's taken maybe 20 to 30 seconds, is everything designed here is done through 3D printing, which means that potentially you can do this at home with a similar piece of equipment. And maybe I feel as if that needs to be sold a little bit more in the pitch.
Yeah, I would. Also, I had to head out in a little bit, but I wanted to say that try to find some channel continuity and a format. So, for example, I like the rainbow branding you have in the background. Maybe stick to it a little bit in it for channel continuity, or like, even if it's not like the same image, try to figure out like a format. So, for example, 3D printed costume, semicolon, the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, figure out like something that is going to be, you can stay consistent about. I think the only exception is shorts. I don't think you need to like, I think shorts
Sure.
you can do whatever because it's just shorts. But like I see a green background, and I see like a ombre. So maybe standardize on some sort of color scheme. Unless you're going through a rebrand. But yeah, I think that's my thing too. It just took me a little bit to figure it out. And I think once you figure out like a keyword to standardize, also a thumbnail color palette, I think will help make the channel look continuous.
Mm-hmm. And all of the most popular ones, Jade, do have that a little bit of consistency in the thumbnails, don't they? Yeah.
They also, like the ones that I think are doing particularly well are when it's super clear as to what it is that you're looking at. So the Spider-Man web shooter one, there's another web shooter video that didn't do nearly as well as that. And it's because the web shooters were sitting on their own and they just look like plastic kind of bracelet things. It wasn't really clear and you had to read the title. But with the Spider-Man hand doing the web shooting, you know exactly what you're looking at. It's the second video there from 3 weeks ago. Yeah. So that's something I noticed too, where if you're wearing the costume, or at least if it's clear enough, it's recognizable IP, like that seems to win the click. Like the Wonder Woman tiara, you know, it's a gorgeous shot of that
it is
tiara, and you can kind of tell what it is, you recognize it, and then you have kind of an arrow, it says foam, which is pretty impressive. So now you're kind of giving people intrigue, like that's made out of foam, and now they're clicking on it because it's just very interesting. So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, these are just all things we're kind of picking up on the top videos here.
And you know what we could have seen here in the last week or two? Batman.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Or are they a MCU and Die Hard? That's the question. Can they not step over the boundaries?
Well, Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, there we are. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, you are so correct. You're so right there. So, Catwoman might have been the good transition there from one superhero to the next. All right then, Jade. So, do you have to leave us now? Yeah. All right. So, just tell us all again, Jade, where we can find you on the internet. And yeah, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks, vidIQ, for having me. I've always used you guys for the longest time. So if you want to see more of my life, I mainly make personality videos now, but it's just Jade Darmawangsa, and hopefully can help you throughout your creator economy journey, monetizing, building, or just living life. So thank you guys so much.
Tthink you. We'll see you tomorrow, right?
Bye, everybody.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'll
be here tomorrow. Oh my God. Everyone come to my Q&A, or I think it's Q&A for vidIQ.
We're going to do a big plug on that later on, aren't we, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a teaser trailer.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, Jade. Yep. All right, then. So that was, I think, we managed to get through all of the female content creators that we wanted to pick out this week, which is perfect timing. Because the next channel we're going to look at was actually one that we picked last week, but because we did the donation special live stream last week, we've delayed it till this week. And I did contact this person to make sure that they could join us. It was the Twitter contest as usual. And we asked, what do you love most about creating? So do answer that now in the chat if you would like to tackle that question. And Milano Walking Tours said they would like to let I think viewers travel to Milan through the creator's eyes. If just one person from the world feels the emotion to walk through the main places of Milan, I would be happy. Just make sure that you have an affiliate link on the plane tickets for that person traveling to Milan, and also all of the hotels that they're going to stay in, because that one person could generate a lot of kickback for your channel. Let's have a look at them, Dan. It's Milano Walking Tours. They have 367 subscribers. And the value proposition is pretty clear. If we're going to watch their content, we assume we're going to be going around the city of Milan in Italy.
What I would be doing is looking up some walking tour videos, because I've been watching some of these myself, and there's a few things I'm already seeing that I wouldn't normally see in walking tours. There you go. So the biggest thing is the time of the video. This is a niche where you can get away with incredibly long content. It's a vibe. It's the only way to describe it. It's just, 4K camera strolling through, not even music, at least in the ones I've seen. It's just literally they have a camera on a gimbal and they're just walking. They're walking through the city. They pick like a cool time of day, like when it's raining or things like that. And this is one of our channels right here. So
yeah, we do
29 minutes.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is they have this yellow band on all on their thumbnails.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they wanted to theme their thumbnails, but it takes over. My eye goes straight to it, and I don't see the gorgeous shot of the city that you got, you know, and it makes it, I think, tough. It's really tough to sell people on clicking on that video. When I try to ignore it, sometimes it's kind of hard to see the shot. Like it looks like there's like a stadium or something that's the middle of the screen all the way to the right, Rob. You see it, ambient sound, Derby di Milano.
Yeah, these are short, so I'm not too bothered about those thumbnails.
Okay, well it's a 12-minute. It's a 12-minute video.
Oh, sorry, you're looking at this one, aren't you? Sorry, I do apologize.
I was all the way to the right.
This one, I found it eventually.
It's ones like that. I think it might be a stadium. I see a big screen. It's just
it is.
Yeah, it's the walking tour videos we just looked at. Always it's very clearly like in the city. There's people, or there was a big recognizable building, or things like that. I think you want to follow that kind of trend. Milan, Italy, like boom, you know, they'll throw it in the thumbnail, and then it's always something a little more clear. You don't have to think too hard about like, what the heck is that?
You know, when we talk about creators selling the hero of the video, and this might be a product, you know, a mobile phone or a vacuum cleaner or a house. Milan, architecture. You need to sell the architecture of this city, because as we can see from these thumbnails, it is dazzling. I'm wondering if the thumbnails here are taken from a camera outside of the video footage, because I don't know, maybe these look a little bit blurry or not sharp enough, not focused enough. I'm looking at this one in particular. I feel as if you could do a much better job of selling this building at sunset in this thumbnail. And the building's zoomed out and it looks a bit grainy. I'm not really seeing the sunset there. The title promises a lot, but the thumbnail doesn't necessarily deliver in that sense. So it's difficult, Dan, isn't it? It's hard to get beyond the thumbnails for this, because they are so important for such a content creator.
Yeah, I still think that the majority of the ones we looked at being 1 to 2 hours, I think that these ones where you tried to get away with like 8 minutes, 15 minutes, it's not what I normally see in this niche. The ones that do the best for you are pretty long.
The most popular videos are all over 10 minutes for this channel. I was thinking that maybe this might be an alternative strategy, in that you're focusing on one particular building, and then you can almost shrink it down to 5 to 6 minutes to try and offer something different to the viewer. But the evidence seems to be going against that, doesn't it? It seems to be relaxing, half an hour plus walking tours, which allows somebody to maybe sit down, relax. Maybe it's something they're doing in the evening and just enjoying it as a oddly satisfying visual audio experience that they want to watch for a few, an hour or two. It's similar to music, isn't it? Whereby we encourage creators to put 7 or 8 tracks together to create a 40-minute to 45-minute playlist within an individual video.
There's a city I was looking at, because in the future, maybe one day I'll travel again. And there was a city I was looking at, and I thought, hey, like I'm going to look up one of those walking tours. And it was probably over an hour long. And I let it run. And then it happened to be like making dinner, so I just kind of let it run. And then my dinner was done. Then I just kept watching it. And normally I would watch, some hit TV show. But for some reason, I was addicted to it. I just couldn't put it down. And I was glad that it was so long. I wouldn't normally watch a video that long. Like, that's, again, just a personal experience. Something you said, Rob, a second ago, is maybe you mentioned alternative strategy, and maybe they're trying to make these shorter, more bite-sized videos, because you're right. Maybe they're focused on one building. If that's the case, then I think the thumbnails, I would keep testing that if you really do believe in that, but make these thumbnails a little bit better. Get rid of the yellow band, and maybe if you want to brand your thumbnails, use a font that is recurring, just make a font like yours, put your name, put your claim to it. 4K. Yeah. I didn't even know that was up there. But that's important.
I'm highlighting this because usually, in 99% of channel topics, the resolution isn't that important, and you wouldn't really necessarily need to advertise that on your video content. But I think in this particular genre, people want a very high quality, high resolution video. So I don't have an issue with you including 4K in there, but it needs to be visible, as Dan just pointed out. But also, again, you're stating that the videos are in 4K, and the thumbnails themselves do not look or represent 4K at all.
Right.
Again, going back to take off these. How do I turn off this tool? There we are. Going back to these thumbnails, you're being sold something and you believe it. Like in 2 seconds, I'm thinking, yeah, that's high quality building. Yep. Okay, it's in 4K. Brilliant. I'm going to check this out.
Yeah. And it's the architecture helps because there's so many tiny details, and the 4K camera's picking all of them up. So even though it's a small thumbnail, it screams 4K because they've picked like this, shot of this building.
I'm trying to do the worst thing imaginable here and play one of the videos in 4K, which astonishingly right now is working.
Oh
no!
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
The footage is good. I know we're looking at it on a small screen, within a small screen, but
yeah,
this looks like I would imagine, walking tour footage would look. It looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you got street sounds in there, I bet, and things like that. So, yeah, I think the content is there. I think it's for you. It's
this, isn't it? It's this pitch, which is off right now.
And you can, if you only have access to Milan, for example, you kind of have the right idea when it rains, sunset, things like that. But you can also go through these and remake these videos. You don't have to do that just once. So if you wanted to take some of this advice and try it again, maybe with a different time frame, a different time of day, I'd be really,
seasons.
Yeah, seasons. Yep. Be really curious.
When it's busy, when it's quiet. Imagine going to one of the big tourist attractions spots of Milan, both at peak season in the summer, and then like on a Tuesday morning when only locals are around or nobody's woken up yet, and you're almost like repurposing the location as opposed to the content.
Right. Yeah.
Discord, Dan, tell us why people should go to a community which is currently broken.
Yeah, they can't. So I don't know why I'd bother. It's down for everybody. Now, our Discord community is free to join, and your Discord account can get you into all kinds of communities. So it's not like you need a specific vidIQ account. Make a free Discord account. Use the link vidiq.com/Discord. It should be down below. And you can join our lovely and thriving Discord community full of creators just like yourselves. And people are in there sharing advice, tips. We're in the thumbnail channel right now, looking at people talking about, getting some advice on their thumbnails, which is probably my favorite place to hang out. It's not a link dump. You're not going to find people just posting their video links in there. They get kicked out. And the people who do well in the Discord are the ones who are, there to provide value and share their experiences. And every week we pick somebody who's doing just that. And this week it is Rex Reviews.
Rex Reviews, yeah. So this channel, just from a channel banner and the channel avatar, I'm not quite sure what they're about. They say they are reviews. But what type of reviews? Well, the thumbnails immediately start to reveal that. But it feels like there's quite a contrast between the channel banner, channel icon, and then the thumbnails, just in terms of branding. It's probably problem 724 on your list of things to address on your channel, but that was a first impressions thing for your channel page. And then Dan, let's have a little bit of insight into what the channel is talking about.
So they're reviewing camera gear very consistently. And now here's the thing. I like these thumbnails. They are of a high quality. However, can we look up real quick, like camera desk mount? That's the latest video. Let's just look up camera desk mount. Okay. So there's one of their videos. If we keep scrolling, these are all very clearly videos about desk mounts. And the thumbnail they made for their latest video, it took me forever because I'm like, what? There's text over here and there's colors over there. And I wasn't quite sure what it was until I looked at the middle, and the desk mount wasn't on a desk and it's just laying there on a table. See that? So, it's that bit was missing for me. Like, I think they do a good job at making nice bold text and contrasting colors and all that stuff is correct. It's the part that's missing for me is that's not what I would recognize as a camera review channel doing a review on a product. Usually the product, it's just framed differently. You know what I mean? Like I could see these thumbnails working, the style working for like a gaming channel. I don't know if it exactly works for this kind of channel, but maybe you have a different thought.
I think you're right here, Dan. What these thumbnails are brilliant at doing is telling me the what, like what it is. It's a speed booster, it's a camera, it's a desk clamp because I can read the text, but it doesn't really show me the how or the why, the problem it solves, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Unless sometimes it's a bit of text. Like this one, for example, does create a bit of intrigue because we're pointing at some lenses and they did it again. Oh, what did they do again? So I'm asking, I'm raising a question there. But this small rig desk clamp, okay, so that's what it is. Can you tell me something amazing that's going to make me want to buy it? Like, can it hold a lot heavier items, or can you contort it in new and different ways? Like Dan, you've been telling me in our discussions about new mounts, you're buying a new what's it, an Elgato small one because it provides a new solution to you. Oh, you've got it now.
No, it's coming today. But this is my old mic arm, and this one hangs over. The new one's going to hang, be under, so it's going to come up instead. Yeah. And I like that because it doesn't block the screen as much. It's more low profile. And if I were taking a picture of it, what I would do is I would clamp it to my desk. I'd put my microphone on it, and I would take a shot of my setup, but maybe I'd have an arrow pointing to it, and maybe I'd put the price or how much weight it holds or something in the text with the above the arrow. Travis, welcome. You just got here.
Hey,
Travis.
Hey, you know what's funny is I have that Elgato one that you're talking about.
Do you like it?
And, yeah, not only do I like it, I found the perfect hack, which I was completely accidental. It's attached to my what is it called? You can move up and down the desk. One of those, move up and down all the desks, whatever they're called.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Stand-up desk.
Yeah, but it's electric, right? So
I have that.
What's really cool about when you do that is it automatically raises and lowers your mic. It's pretty great. So it's a great little hack.
Because of the gravity, or is that like a feature?
Because it's attached to the desk. So like if I were to do this, like you can see it's going.
Oh, right. Yeah. No. Okay. But everything I have is like that for me.
So mine isn't. Anyway, we're talking about mics. Hold down over there.
Sorry, where were we then? We just got into the most boring conversation.
If you want it exciting, I can get it exciting. Let's calm down over there. Yeah.
Did you have anything to add?
No, I mean it looks just like it's a camera channel. I mean, at least certainly that's what it's coming off as. And I just think that if you look at most thumbnails for camera channels, even if they're camera reviews, the thumbnails don't look like this at all. So you got to know who you're going against, so to speak, and what people are used to clicking when they're clicking on reviews of that sort of thing. If you're trying to build a community around it.
Yeah, it's almost like these templates and the quality of these thumbnails are excellent, but that's not what viewers are used to in this topic space.
Right.
And so if they can create a new template which really connects with their audience, that's maybe where they want to invest a little bit of time.
Yeah, totally agree.
Just if there's a specific topic within cameras that they're doing well with, whether it be tripods, desk mounts, particular lenses. I want to know why this one has got 2,000 views,
right?
Whereas this one's got 200 views. What was the difference between the two?
Well, that was about a software update,
firmware update,
yeah, and the other one's about an actual camera, but they're the same style of thumbnail. I think for a firmware update, that style makes sense to me. But if you're going to review a camera body, I think what they did was the wrong choice. The text is everything in that thumbnail, but the camera was silhouetted, and it's just not what if you look up camera review videos, the camera is the star of the thumbnail. And so I think the advice we're all giving here is that the thumbnails are not fitting the niche.
Exactly right.
I guess nobody's searching for Canon 75 megapixels, and it's too much of a niche search I did there.
That's true. I actually, when I look at cameras, yeah, megapixels are not something I'm really searching for. I'm looking at other factors. Like, is it 4K, frame rates, things like that.
Okie dokie. So that is Rex Reviews. Travis, you join us at a very exciting time where we have just completed the pre-selected channels, and we can now move on to everybody's favorite part of the show, which is usually you would see Jeff front and center, beckoning the claw, but he's having power issues right now. So he has no access to the outside. He's technically off the grid. So we hope he's doing all right. If you are new here to the live stream, what we do is we put this claw into our collection of balls and we pick out a number. This number is 184. We put that number into our list of submissions, and we take the channel, and we're now taking on channels on completely first impressions. We haven't seen them beforehand, and just by coincidence, as we continue to celebrate International Women's Day, it is another female creator called Barbara Samantha. And Travis, let's get you into the swing of things. We will let you start on this channel.
Yeah, real quick. Can you hear me okay? This is the first time I'm using this mic.
It's funny you should say that, because right now I'm having buyer's remorse because your deity microphone is sounding brilliant. Oh, I am having a war with this beacon microphone right now. Still trying to get it to work, but you're sounding fantastic, Travis.
I mean, you sound fine to me. I mean, I don't know.
Do you feel like
I was peaking earlier and I can't get my sound effects to work?
Do you feel like he's just a touch loud, or is that just me?
I mean, I can bring it down. Is that better right
no,
there?
You're good. You're good, Travis.
It might just be my headphones.
We talking about me, Dan, and or Travis?
Oh, no, I meant Travis. I meant like maybe it was a very touch loud, but that could just
okay. I can bring it down a little bit. All right. So yeah, so let me know if this sounds pretty good. I mean, I love it. It's new from Deity. I love those guys over there. Okay. Barbara Samantha. So 2 first names. I love that. It's always something easy to remember. Travel vlog, Louis Vuitton, little welcome to my YouTube channel, a little bit of everything. So I guess that welcome to my YouTube. Okay. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How to start your what? So I think right off the bat, that title is not great, because if that is how to start your channel, why is it welcome to my YouTube channel? So that you're trying to say too much. So if you're trying to help people grow their YouTube channel, that's one thing. But what's the crown about? What's like, I'm trying to understand the purpose of that video. Like, what are you trying to get across in that video? And then the Louis Vuitton, which is like a review. It looks like there's a travel vlog, iPad Pro, and Oculus Pencil, a little bit of everything going on here. So I would ask you, what would I get? What should I expect to get when I come to your channel? What's the thing that I know that if I subscribe on the Louis Vuitton video, am I ever going to get any more Louis Vuitton videos from you ever again?
Yeah. Am
I going to get any more iPad Pro 12.9 videos from you ever again? How would I know what I'm going to get from your channel? Because people, here's a secret. You might not know this. Everyone getting real close here. It's a real big secret. When people watch YouTube videos, they're not going to subscribe to anything. They're just watching YouTube videos. That's why they came to YouTube. They don't care about subscribe. When's the last time you went to YouTube and went, I'm going to go subscribe to 5 channels today? Like, you didn't think about that. You said, I'm going to watch these cat videos and these food videos of people eating things. Like, that you never go to YouTube thinking, I'm going to go subscribe to a channel. So you can't expect them to do that if you don't give them a reason to do that. And at this point, I just don't know what I would be getting from your channel. Maybe you're spectacular at unboxing. Maybe you have a great travel vlog. Maybe you're really good at reviews. Maybe you're good at like helping people start their channels, but you're trying to do everything. And I don't know what I should expect from you next. I literally have no idea what your next video is going to be about, because looking at what you've done over the last 3 weeks, it could be anything.
I love this new the jolly YouTube creator that Travis has created there. I'm going to subscribe to my channel. Like my videos. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the last thing anyone want to hear is your dreams. That was a Dan thing from a couple of weeks ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
The Crusher of Dreams.
Yeah, the crusher. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, I think that's the main thing. Obviously you've come back. It looks like you were gone for a while and you came back.
Sure. Yeah.
I think you just want to find, and maybe by the way, maybe that's what she's doing. She's just trying to figure out what feels the best, what seems to work for her. And that's cool. When you're first starting out, you should do that, figure it out, and then go for it.
Very much so. Very much so.
The title thing I'm picking up on is whenever they travel, it's or when they do certain things, they label the video. So travel vlog or vlog. So it's the first thing people see in the title is something that, you know, would be obvious if you clicked on the video, right? You're traveling and it's a vlog. So I would open your titles with something a little more clear, because I'm just noticing a lot of vlogs. So I'm just getting hung up on that. If they wanted to continue vlogging in places they were going.
You know what this is? It's almost like a repository of keywords and tags, like travel vlog, Palm Beach, RH, Billionaires Row, Singer Island. If there's a lot of what's there, but no exciting whys or hows. iPad Pro 12, Oculus Pencil. Oculus. No, there's not an Oculus Pencil. Oculus Pencil, Magic Keyboard. Tell us why any of this is exciting and interesting. And that kind of infects the thumbnails as well, in that it's just a thumbnail. It's just an image of everything that the person's bought. I almost feel as if this 30-minute video could have been split up into 4 or 5 separate videos on each of the products. I mean, again, I guess there is a question of how much tech do you want to cover on your channel? But yeah, that's another thing.
You know what I would have done for that video is I would have taken everything you were going to unbox. I would have put it on a table with you standing behind it. I would have said, the title would have been massive tech unboxing or something to that effect. And then it would have been a little bit of text that had a price on it and then an arrow pointing at the stuff, like, you know, $2,500 or something like that. And that to me is like a full and complete title thumbnail strategy. It's the impressive part of this video is I have a very expensive table of stuff I'm about to unbox.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I'm hoping she's not having any buyer's remorse given all of the stuff that was just announced.
Oh no,
an hour ago. I got as far as the Apple Studio. Well, what was it called? The Mac Studio. And then I had to start preparing for this live stream. How much was that? Did you get?
So the M1 Max version is 2,000. The M1 Ultra version, the one that like blows your head off, is 4,000. And that's starting at, right? It's always the starting at. But 2,000 is not bad for what that thing can do. That's pretty nice. I mean,
and that's just the box, right? That doesn't include a monitor. That's
the new monitor they showed off was like $1,500. I don't know if it's really worth it.
Of course, yeah. All right, gaming channel Future XB. Welcome to Minecraft for the first time in this live stream. Wow, we've managed to go almost 90 minutes without looking at a Minecraft channel.
Wow.
But they're back, Dan. They're back.
I love to see it. So opposite of some of the channels we've seen today where we said the thumbnails are a bit busy, this channel for their latest thumbnails has gone a different strategy and kept them very dead simple. Now, some of these look like they might be shorts just considering their length. Let's see, can we just put our cursor on? No, they're just short YouTube videos. Okay. If you click into one, I saw this the other day, someone did this. Can you click into one real quick? Just as one of the under a minute ones? Okay, it says memes. I wanted to make sure they weren't putting the hashtag shorts because I found someone who was doing that, and I'm like, oh no, they don't know. They don't know that it has to be vertical or square. Given the length of the videos and given how new you are to this, I would be doing these as shorts. As I'm watching this, it looks like if these were vertical, I would get just as much. I'm not losing anything by having the other ends of the screen chopped off. And it looks like you're trying to show interesting tricks. Like with the thumbnails, they all say, how to build the smallest house in Minecraft. Like, good title. The thumbnail, it's kind of lacking, right? Like the word how, tons of negative space. And then this, little cage, it looks like. So thumbnails need improvement. If you're going to stick to widescreen videos that are not for the short shelf, you got to work on these thumbnails. I see what you're trying to do with the perspective of smallest house, like in the middle there. What are we looking at?
I think this creator may have seen the video that we made, Dan. very recently about this channel. I'm trying to find it, but I can never remember the name of them. It's just lots of pictures of you right now. Where is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's this channel.
This is the channel. There it is.
So I've had to go to our video to get a spelling of this channel, and now it's blocked. I can't. What?
It's NTFORLYX.
You said it too quickly. I'm
LYX.
panicking.
You got it.
Oh,
You got it. Just hit the enter button.
All right. All right.
And you didn't link to it in the description? What's wrong with you?
I probably did. Look, I can't find it. Oh
my god.
Wait, look, that's them. Wait. It was Memepedia. They had the description.
Okay, there we are. I found the link now.
They've changed their name.
Huh?
They've pivoted.
Whoa.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. They were doing so good with Minecraft.
That is interesting and very suspicious.
They're not doing as good either. Or maybe they're probably uploading again every 5 minutes.
Yeah. So I was feeling the channel that we're looking at was very similar to this one that we did a case study on.
Mm-hmm.
But look at like landscape shorts.
Yeah. Look at the one with the doors on the bottom there in the middle. Like that is a small house. I think this person's trying to copy that, right? Like, but the little small house fits almost the entire thumbnail without a bunch of wasted space. What they were trying to do was have the house almost so you couldn't even make out what it was, and then this vast emptiness to indicate, hey, this is tiny. But this video is doing it for me because any Minecraft fan knows a door is only 2 blocks high. So they don't need to like think like, oh, is that a mansion in the thumbnail because it's taking up the whole thumbnail? That's not what's going on. People can get the full context of it. You know, I think maybe those thumbnails were maybe overthought a little bit. Like, oh, I know how I'm going to depict smallest house.
This is a comparison one, isn't it? That's
yeah.
That's almost an identical version, but the thumbnail just lacks so much.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. The other thing, if you're trying to go after the strategy, similar to that channel we were just looking at, now known as Memepedia, one key thing that they're doing, I don't think this is for fun, is they're uploading like 8 times a day. I don't think that's an accident. I don't think they're doing that just because they have a lot of content and they just got to get it out. I think that's part of the strategy. There's parts of the strategy, Rob, and I probably don't really fully understand. You know, I couldn't tell you exactly what it is, what piece of the puzzle is the most crucial for this channel. But that is one thing that's been consistent with them is the upload frequency has always been very high.
They were doing about 3 or 4 a day, weren't they, when they were doing this stuff?
We first saw them, it was like I think 6 to 8, and then they've kind of pared it down a little bit as time has gone on, which makes sense.
Very, very curious what is all about. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing, which is auditing channels. Not looking at Dan's face.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. All right. So channel 35. This is a non-gaming channel. And let's see if we can the channel, which is called TN Tactical.
Tactical Firearms, stuff like that. But it's a little bit of everything. So it's political, it's Second Amendment stuff, some shorts. Kind of interesting. Some more political stuff.
So yeah, it is interesting. Like let's try and detach that it's political stuff. Essentially, what this is a person's interests and opinions on a different topic to the channel, and usually when you do that, the audience, even if they perhaps share those values and opinions, don't necessarily go along with you within the channel. They may want to get their political stuff from another place. And I think that's why, in terms of moving to these different topics, the channel does really suffer from a drop in views, irrespective of whether it's politics. As if you go from travel to tech, or if you go from food to fitness workout, that you may feel as if there's a connection in your Venn diagram, but does it translate to the viewer wanting to follow you onto those different topics as well?
Yeah, I noticed the top 5, the PSA dagger upgrades, 2 videos in a row have done pretty well for them on the right-hand side, but they're not really following up specifically with that. They're still kind of doing other things. Again, it's really kind of up to what is your ultimate goal. Do you just want to have a place to do videos and stuff? Well, YouTube's cool for that. Upload your videos, all good to go. If you're wanting to like grow it, there's some very specific things that are working on your channel. Like it's almost like these gun kind of specifically the Dagger Pro or whatever seems to really work for your channel. So maybe find other pieces of equipment that work the same way. People who would be interested in that might be interested in a different firearm altogether. Like that's how you're going to continue to grow the channel if that's what you're looking to do. Because again, if you look here with the most viewed stuff, I mean, it's pretty obvious what works for your channel.
Yep. Just do these reviews. I mean, if you want a place for your other opinions and things like that, that would be a different channel, I think, because a lot of people who are finding you for your reviews, you are gaining a lot of credibility with them, right? They're coming to you for those. But when you pivot to these other types of videos, even if you feel like your target demographic would also want, to hear those thoughts, they have somewhere else they're getting that. Is the thing, that's like a totally different channel.
Yep. Thumbnails are of a fairly decent standard, just showing the product front and center. Text may be a little heavy, but given the template that I have, it seems to work well for their audience, doesn't it? Yeah. And of course, final thing from me, just ensure that you continue to follow the community guidelines with this type of stuff, because I know firearms can start to get towards that area where your content may be restricted, but it feels as if generally your content you're releasing on a regular basis, it looks as if you're following those guidelines, which is fine by us as any viewer on YouTube.
I like that idea for a short, by the way, like what it looks like to shoot through a pistol with the red dot. Like that to me feels like it's also on brand for like a review channel, while also taking advantage of shorts, that you don't have to spend a lot of time on those. I think those two things would be great for the growth of this channel.
Yep.
I'm curious, just like if this was a much more clickable thumbnail by look, that's kind of like a really good thumbnail looking down the site. Whereas this one, it's just not as exciting, isn't it? But unfortunately, you don't get to choose the thumbnail that YouTube's going to offer you when it comes to shorts.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Yesterday, I was talking to a larger creator whose shorts were all like exactly 1 minute. And one of the first things I wanted to say to them is like, just because you have up to a minute does not mean you should be making every short a minute. We see so many shorts that are successful under 30 seconds.
Yep.
And if you look at this one that's 9 seconds, it's actually got a lot of views for this channel. So shorts it's not about taking all 1 minute of it to make it interesting. It's about making every second of that video interesting.
Indeed. Let's move on to the next channel. And this will be a gaming channel. It is channel 235. And I don't know how to pronounce this channel name, so I'm going to let Dan do it since he's a gaming expert.
Yeah, that's what that means. Quiffy.
There we go. It wasn't that hard, was it?
Not that bad.
I got intimidated because it started with a Q.
So let's see. I'm looking at their upload frequency here. So it looks like they're uploading pretty consistently. Also live streaming. Quiffy wins every battle, Bed Wars game in Minecraft. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So they're doing a lot of Minecraft PvP, but they're also trying some other stuff too. Funny Potato Face Cam, Among Us is in there, Scribble.io. So another case of a channel that I think needs to, maybe, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but maybe they need to kind of figure out what it is they are most passionate about creating content around, and then you need to stick to it for a good long time. Okay, so we've seen kind of a few shifts, a few iterations of this channel. 8 months, 11 months. Okay. So at this for a while. Sorry.
Roblox at some point a while ago. Is that Roblox? Yeah.
Yeah, there's Roblox in there. So I think what you should do is if your thing right now is Bed Wars, what I would be doing is plan on 20, 30, 40 video, like make all of your next videos all about it, right? And make more thumbnails like the one in nearest to the middle. It says Bed Wars. It's probably the nicest thumbnail out of all of these. The perfect Bed Wars game. Practice with titles though, because the perfect Bed Wars game is like, it's so close. Like everything about it is so close. There's like fire and there's the bed with a face on it and it says Bed Wars, but like what made it perfect? Could you have taken that perfection, quote unquote, and made that part of the thumbnail? Or like think about how you're going to visualize these titles with your thumbnails, but keep honing the craft is basically what I'm trying to say. And then focus in. There is an audience for Minecraft PvP. Figure out what it is they're struggling with. Are they having trouble surviving in Bed Wars? And if you're claiming in your titles you're pretty good at it, maybe you could be sharing different strategies. My top 10 Bed Wars tips. Things like that, getting more people in the door, getting you discovered because you're sharing your tips specifically about Bed Wars. Maybe there's 100 other videos just like it, but these are your tips. So don't worry about that. And then for streaming, get some custom thumbnails on your streams too. Because it's just kind of hard to see what's going on. I like that you set a goal for yourself. You're trying to win every game, but put some stakes in there too. Winning every Bed Wars game, or I have to eat a lemon, like put something like that when you're live streaming, some stakes, make it clear to the viewer, like, oh my gosh, this is going to be really fun to watch because they're attempting something very specific.
Isn't Among Us so 2020 at this point?
Maybe I've seen it around a little bit more lately, but not like it was back in 2020. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even bother. I'm sure you're having fun playing it with your friends. Play it with your friends. Do that off camera. Do that for you to unwind at the end of the day. I would make your channel specifically about though, like Bed Wars or whatever it is like you're most passionate about.
Next channel is 204 from the list. And they call themselves My Student Sites. So what can we, forgive the pun, learn from this channel?
Oh my gosh. Let's see, my students, what is this? It's exams. It's how to get past certain exams and stuff.
Yep, I'm seeing some qualifications from the UK right now. There is one thing I'm going to highly recommend to this channel, and that is to make sure that you are categorizing your content with this new feature from YouTube. Let me demonstrate through this video, which hasn't been published yet. Go down quite a significant way down video details until you reach category, set it to education, and then you can tell YouTube what type of education it is, be it edutainment, concept overview, etc., etc. Then I think most importantly for you, you can set a country such as England, a level, and then actually which qualification it is. So I saw BTEC. So with any luck, I'm hoping that YouTube is going to help me out. Why is BTEC not coming up? It should come up. I'm sure that's a qualification in England or the UK. Try and get your categorization for education as close as you can to the content itself. And given what you would often call a pretty dry subject, some of these view counts are phenomenal. 10,000 views, 20,000 views, 2,000 views. Making it very current as well.
Yeah.
Like on a specific year that they're covering the education here.
This is one of those cases where I look and I'm like, well, why did they submit for an audit? Like it looks like they have a good rhythm down. I think their latest thumbnails are probably the best ones. I think for this niche, it's the text on the screen like that is working. I would also wonder, like, if they're here asking for an audit, you might be thinking, okay, well, what is it they're trying to do? Well, that's to grow their channel. So what kind of advice would we have for them if it was like, hey, I'm trying to not stay in this one box? Because I was just thinking about that. And if that's the case, if that's how they feel, then maybe it is, again, an audience persona question. Someone taking these exams, what's everything to know about them? Well, they're trying to go to school, like maybe to college. They're trying to get a higher education. So learning through stealth is my aim. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
is there, if you were looking to branch out in the future, could you be doing different types of like college prep and things like that for people who are, you know, progressing through their education? Big thumbnail evolution.
Yeah, I was thinking just thumbnail wise, because you use the logos of the qualifications in the channel banner. I would be thinking about using them in the thumbnails as well, just because instinctively looking at this thumbnail, I don't know that it's about BTech until I read the title. So just having that qualification, which I'm sure all of the students are going to recognize, you could put it in the top left-hand corner here. I mean, I know we wouldn't usually recommend just including a dollop of text in a thumbnail, but these thumbnails just have to be very matter of fact. They need to tell the viewer, because they're not going to be entertained. They need to find a solution to something or help passing these exams. And so making sure that the thumbnail just tells you exactly what I need to know is critical. So that's all I would do with the thumbnails, really. I was curious to know what the look at the content for a second to see what they're going through here. I'm sure this is exactly what the viewer needs. Like, there doesn't seem to be any wasted time, like introducing themselves. They're just telling you exactly how to answer questions, what to look for, how to plan it, which all seems to be good stuff. I mean, I don't know about you, Travis, but I would almost be thinking about how I can turn this into a business a little bit more, because presumably on YouTube, you're getting a bit of AdSense. I would maybe. I mean, if I can create a course out of this on Udemy or elsewhere.
Well, that's exactly right. So something like that, or a share. What is that? Skillshare, something like that. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I could see if that's kind of the end result. Like if that's what he wants to accomplish, that would be amazing. And YouTube's great for that, creating a funnel out of YouTube into, you know, a business. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to know because I can't take these courses even if I wanted to, because a lot of it's, you know, overseas for me. So I don't know what the expectation is for what the thumbnails and stuff should look like. But I mean, some of these are getting really good views in a not too long a period of time, especially considering the channel, the size of the channel. You must be doing good stuff. So I would say continue to look towards what content people will need next after they've done these other tests.
There are no links to anything or affiliates in their description, which feels like there might be a missed opportunity. Like, I appreciate that most of these students, because I think BTech is around about 16 to 18-year-olds. I appreciate that these students may not have a disposable income to maybe invest in like consultancy or anything like that, but getting them on an email list and then offering them extra learning material may mean that you can build a relationship over time. And then you can go from BTech to maybe university and beyond. That could be the thought there.
Yeah, 100% agree. Give them something to do next, whether it be something else on your channel, go to your website if you have something to sell. Yeah, I mean, lots of opportunity here.
Okie dokie, let's pick out another channel. This time it's going to be a gaming channel, 191. They call themselves Parsonic Gaming. And they look a little like this. That's a bit of a trippy channel banner.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
They look like contours on a map.
Yeah. So Roblox, it looks like. I would say thumbnails are going to need work, and there's 100 million examples we could look up for Roblox. Like if we type in Adopt Me, like just really the aesthetic kind of like transcends Roblox games. Travis, I think you would agree. It's always very colorful, bright, very simple
expressive
thumbnails.
Yeah,
expressive too. If the creator puts their face in the content, like that's always big YouTuber face going on. So all of these thumbnails are nice and shiny and clean, and your thumbnails have like text that's really hard to read, and everything's kind of zoomed out. I'd be working on these first and foremost because you're getting some views, and that means the subjects that you're covering are working, but you could probably be getting way more views if your thumbnails matched the actual subject matter that you're going, not matched, but you know what I mean? Like if your thumbnails were brought up to a higher standard.
So why was popular? Because you did spot there on a few videos have got some tasty views here.
They're covering a festival, how to solo/defeat Head Guardian, GPO. So the GPO is probably the game.
What is GPO? That's got my interest there. Is that
Roblox
like a
GPO
mod of Roblox that's maybe underserved by audiences?
This might be new, like trending. But look at
that. That's interesting. So here's something that's really interesting, folks, about that tool that I just talked about. 3,000 subscribers 1 day ago, 200 views per hour. That's I'm not going to say it's a viral moment, but it's a very successful video for that channel.
Yep.
It looks like there's a lot to know about this game, and that's helping these creators quite a bit.
13,000 views, 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's big.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
So you've picked the right game at the right time.
Well, here's a funny thing, Dan. Look, these videos are all months old.
Yeah.
So what are we doing now?
I'd be remaking some of them if but the thumbnails, they've got to get those up to those standards that we just saw. They've got to.
So sporadically going into the GPO realm. Maybe some of these videos are from GPO, but it's not in the title, so we can't immediately decipher that.
Yeah. Thumbnails are gonna be everything, and
true.
It's like, take the example of your top videos in terms of the subjects you were covering that were doing well, and then remake those and take some time. Whatever you're making from thumbnails in Photoshop, Canva, whatever it is, learn everything you can about that software. Like literally take the time to educate yourself on this, because, and I'm talking to everybody who feels like they could do better at thumbnails. By the poll we did earlier, 39% of you said you could use title and thumbnail help. When it comes to thumbnails, you will have to sit down and get some education about the software. This is something, it's a skill you develop over time. It's not something that you're either born with it or you're not. This is something you can learn, but you have to take the time to learn it.
So confession, I just accidentally deleted the Claw browser tab, and I've decided I can't be bothered bringing it back up. So let's do this by the giveaway tool. We'll select some channels.
That's probably the best way to do it.
What hashtag should we use?
Learn stuff.
Learn stuff.
All right. Your hashtag for the day is learn stuff. We're going to start collecting them. If you type this in the chat once and only once, we will start collecting the entries. And when we have enough, we'll draw and we'll audit another few channels in the time we have remaining.
This is a very smart tool, and it knows when you're trying to cheese it by copying and pasting over and over. So don't waste your time. Literally just do it once, because you're only spamming chat. It does not get you more entries. But people ignore us. They still do it. I'm seeing people do it right now. It doesn't work. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. If it did, we would just let it go, because then it would be just a competition who can hit copy and paste the fastest. But that's not what this is. This is a different competition.
Okay, so we have 100 entrants so far, but do make sure to enter once, because we will audit another channel after we look at SLK Chess. I wonder if this is somebody playing chess in their Mercedes Benz.
Or in silk undergarments.
It's one of the two. All right.
It's neither.
Somebody actually playing chess on Twitch, it looks like.
Some shorter videos, 33 seconds, some 9 minutes, some 2 minutes. The thing is, chess is like a long game. So what I don't know, and if I was doing a chess channel, I would research this. Do chess viewers, people who like to watch chess, do they want a short version of a long game, or do they want the long version of the long? Is that what they enjoy? I don't know the answer to that. I'm not assuming to say one or the other, but that would be the first thing I would do. You're implying by your content that people who love chess, which is a long-form game, can get enjoyment out of an 18-second video. I'm unsure if that's it. Maybe it is. Maybe just watching the end is the thing that people care about. And then, of course, the other side of it is when you don't do shorts, you're doing, quote, longs that are not live streams. They're less than 10 minutes. Now, that seems more reasonable to me. Like, that seems more of a... It seems more reasonable to me. But regardless, that's the first thing I would look at. I would look at all the popular chess channels and see what the lengths of their videos are. Not just the thumbnails and the topics and stuff, but how long are their videos? This is important because retention is going to be really critical. So if you can figure out where the drop-off is for most people, in other words, is it 20 minutes? And is that what people are doing? And that's the success you're getting. You're going to have a better chance of getting success if you're kind of matching what works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say something, and I don't wish to be mean, but these are, without a doubt, the worst thumbnails I have seen in a long time for one reason. It's not because of the quality of a thumbnail. It's because they bear almost no relation to the content at all, other than the fact that they have chess in the title.
Mm-hmm.
What is a rainbow doing there? What are diamonds doing there? What are musical notes doing there? Do not tell people to subscribe to the channel in the thumbnail. I feel as if I've been triggered by the thumbnail. I do apologize.
It's fair. The strategy I think they're going for, because they stream on Twitch, is they're trying to grow their Twitch audience by taking clips from their streams, posting them on YouTube, which is a very common strategy. It's kind of what you need to be doing, especially these days. Twitch just doesn't have any discoverability. So people will post shorts on TikTok, on YouTube, shorts and long form videos, like clips from their streams. And this does attract viewers over to Twitch. They're hoping to catch you live. So all of that is dandy, but with, like Rob said, like these thumbnails, I mean, they don't scream chess, you know, they're very neon, and this is not the aesthetic I would imagine for chess. Maybe this is the aesthetic for like your branding on your streams, but it doesn't translate. Like, you have to think of it like this: people who are finding you through these means don't know anything about your channel's aesthetic. You know, they're trying to watch a chess video, you know. So go and look at some thumbnails of like chess clips on YouTube, and you need to find a style that's more reminiscent of that. Chess defense. That's interesting. See, yeah, I like this. We got
some of them are a bit strange.
Some of them,
chess.
but I like the creator face, and I like standing there next to the chessboard with a pattern on it. You know, like the pieces are set up the way they want.
I mean, just when you're scrolling, as if you see a chessboard, you've got that instinctive connection with the topic, if nothing else. Wow,
the chessboard is everything.
Some of these channels are really thinking deep about the thumbnails, like the Sicilian defense. It's interesting. I don't know why, Travis, you may be able to associate with this, given I think you're of my generation. So when I saw these thumbnails, it reminded me of this video game.
What is that?
What is
I guess this might be.
So I've never played this. The only reason I even know about this game is very recently, like within the last 2 weeks, I saw a review of a little gaming system and it had this on it. Literally within the last 2 weeks.
Now,
That's funny.
you may be familiar with this game because it's a sequel. Rainbow Island is a sequel to Puzzle Bobble. How does? Surely people played this game, right?
I've played.
No, it's not. No, it's not Puzzle Bobble. What was before Rainbow Island? But it had these characters in it. Oh, I've forgotten it. Someone will tell me in the chat. It's a game I used to play on my old computer. It's not Puzzle Bobble. It's escaped me. But anyway, Rainbow Island. I do remember playing that in the 80s, the late 80s. And yeah, for some reason, these thumbnails.
Bubble Bobble?
Bubble Bobble. That's
Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, Bubble Bobble. People.
What were you saying?
Right?
It's Bubble Bobble. Yeah, what were we saying?
I was saying that Rainbow Island was a sequel to Bubble Bobble.
Yes,
in terms of the developers. I mean, you've probably seen this game in the arcades or whatever.
Yep.
Massive tangent. Where were we? We were talking about.
What were we talking about? Oh,
let's just draw another channel.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, it teased me a couple of times there.
I
vidIQ. Let's make sure it's the right channel. Yes, I think.
Oh, wait a minute. Go back for a second. That was such a cool thumbnail. Go back to the search results, because one of his videos, look, 7 frames per second, 60 frames per second. That's, first of all, it's not right. Like 7 frames per second doesn't make you look glitched out like that. but the thumbnail is really catchy.
Yeah,
like
it is.
And this is from that same channel, from this channel that we're looking at. So there it is.
5 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So of course it's getting good views, especially compared to the channel, the size channel. The thumbnail's cool. Like you kind of get it. It's factually inaccurate, but you still get it. Like he was trying to figure out, how do I make 60 look better than 7?
You don't need a title in that video.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's the reason it's got a decent amount of views for the size of a channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Look what he did. Is that a short? No, 138. How to make Minecraft PE look like Java Edition. 23,000 views a month ago, which is amazing.
Yep.
So kind of a how-to thingy.
Their shorts need work. I don't like that they're putting a widescreen in a short frame. That's got to change.
Yeah. Is it? It is their own content from TikTok, but you want to try and download it without the watermark, because that might mean that you can't monetize the content in the future. But yeah, Dan, this triggers you, doesn't it? The letterbox.
Yeah, you can't
effect.
You're giving people such a bad experience when there's so many Minecraft channels that are cropped properly for widescreen. You're really like, the viewers are swiping away from this. Now you did get 1,200 views, which is great, but I think that video you were doing as I was watching was very interesting, and I know it's designed as a loop too, but you could have probably by now that video should have 100,000 views in my opinion, and I think if it was cropped properly, you would have had a better shot at that.
And then also, let's not waste time with this type of video.
Yeah,
if you're going to do it, I would say do it in a live stream, and then you can do a Q&A, and then it's more about your audience as well. It just seems like an interruption to the content, this little video here.
Yeah. People generally, like, they're glad to be along for the ride, but for the most part, they're not, that doesn't really do anything for them.
Would we agree then that this video, even though it didn't perform that well, I think like the thumbnail's really good, and the approach is fine, and this thumbnail, they would just want to recreate the thumbnail style and the topic another 10 times over the course of 3 to 6 months, and really find out whether they can build an audience making this type of education Minecraft content.
You know what it is? You know what it is about both those thumbnails? Exactly the same. I'm not just talking about the arrow. It's before and after.
Yeah.
Which is always compelling. I mean, that works across so many niches, 100%. Yeah, so I would give that thumbnail style a couple more shots.
Yeah, you're right, actually, because this is before and after as well.
They played PE and then they changed it into Java.
It's a split thumbnail, so maybe you want to just change that thumbnail, this one, so you have an image of somebody without the outline, and then one with the outline. And maybe, again, how you kind of manipulated this one, the one that doesn't have the outline, you lower the saturation and the color a bit, so you can get like a bit of a cheat distinction between the two. Because you did it here, you added a outline and more detail as well to separate the two images.
Yep.
Should we do one more? Have we got time?
Yeah,
go on. Let's do one more bonus channel audit, and then we'll call it another successful stream. Or semi-successful. When I'm at the helm, you can only get certain success. This is Joshie.
All right. Baking Christmas, Joshie. Let me show you the city, Tokyo. Okay, so it's some Japanese stuff. That's pretty dope. Just started pretty recently. But again, it's a personality channel, kind of a vlog channel.
Yep.
I would definitely do more of what you were doing about like Tokyo and stuff, because that makes it interesting. I don't know who you are. Most people don't know who you are, so they can at least gravitate to the fact that you're in Tokyo or something like that. Like that seems pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know if you were born in Japan or if you live there, if you only visited, if you were, let's see, if you want to recommend, it doesn't really say. It would be cool if, like, I don't know. Okay, that looks like a mini vlog. So I guess, okay, so you visited. It's almost too bad because you would think, like, I live in Japan. Here's some really cool things in Japan. So just realize that for any subscriber or a lot of viewers that went through those other videos, that was what brought them in. How are you going to keep them coming back? Just consider, maybe you like Japanese culture in America, or can you try Japanese treats here in America? I mean, like stuff like that. Consider that.
I think the thumbnails are already of a very high standard for a channel that has only produced 7 videos in total. This one in particular, I think, is of an interesting style and design. So keep upping your thumbnail game. And Dan, if you have one more piece of advice, I should cover it for the time being, I believe.
Yeah, I think because Travis, you pointed out they looks like they visited Japan. So the next time they're going to have that kind of video could be a ways off, depending on how often they travel. So it's kind of like the question of, are you a travel channel, or are you more of these kind of vlog style videos where you try the wolf cut, you try trending things. Follow whatever one you're most passionate about and whatever one helps you get the most amount of videos out there. But I think they're kind of 2 different channels. And so it's going to come down, I think, for me, just channel focus. Now, you've only uploaded a handful of videos over a small amount of time. So this is the time to be experimenting and just trying all kinds of stuff. But as you continue on, that will be like one of the pieces of homework, is to eventually decide, like, okay, what are my next 10 videos going to be about? And see if you can, meet that goal, and then keep setting up goalposts for yourself that aren't too far off, And
this is Joshie. Travis, I want to say a huge thank you to you for joining us late to the party. It is appreciated. You were not on staff today, but that is appreciated. And I'm going to reward you by giving you a few minutes to talk about group coaching and why it is the thing that you should be joining in 2022.
Yeah. So we've been doing a lot of really cool things with group coaching. It's a new thing that we're offering here at vidIQ, where you can get in with a group of your peers to learn all types of cool stuff. A really amazing promo is coming up in the next couple of weeks that we're probably going to tell you all about very soon. But you have access to hours upon hours of learning as soon as you sign up. Plus, you get live streams that are private with only a small group of people, where we talk about the issues that you are coming across and teach you new and exciting things. So you can sign up right now. We have a live stream coming up on Thursday just for the members, and next Thursday as well. And then you also have access to up to 6 hours right off the bat of content today. If you sign up today, 6 hours, and then come on Thursday and come talk to us. Regardless, some really cool, exciting news coming for group coaching pretty soon. We hope to share with you very soon.
And I think the most valuable thing you will learn is my actual thoughts on Savage. That question was posed, and I answered it.
That's true.
All right, then. Shall we say some toodaloos?
Yeah.
Goodbyes?
There's a reason he didn't show up today, is what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe. All right. So if you want to say your goodbyes.
All right, well, that's a great one.
There's a request.
I'm working on it. It's thinning.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yep.
I'm not saying bye to that person. They can. Well, you know what? Yeah, bye to you. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Jack J. Now, how would you pronounce this? Jack Rispy or J.A. Crispy?
Jack Crispy.
Crispy.
All right. We got Dexter Blades. We've also got Retro, Nokia, and Stuff. I saw a video recently where they were putting technology through the hydraulic press thing, and it would crush through everything like with ease. And then with a Nokia, the classic Nokia phones, it took twice as 10 times as long to crush it.
That's funny.
Just a complete brick. Goodbye, Las Vegas, Mr. Fred's DIY garage school, and then I'll let Dan say goodbye to some people.
Goodbye to, where are we going here? Where's my cursor? Danny Mon, we'll see you later. Future XB, we'll see you later. Orion L ASMR Healing, we'll see you later. And then Calvin, see you later.
All right, Dan, thank you for joining me as well for the full 2 hours. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to plug what we're doing tomorrow.
Yes, Jade will be back joining us tomorrow as well. We're going to be talking about networking, so collabs with fellow creators. We're also going to dive in a little bit, because it's Jade, we pretty much have to. Creator economy, the future of the creator economy, basically, making money on YouTube. So 2, I think, pretty important topics that we're talking about tomorrow.
Folks, if this is your first time here, we hope you enjoyed this live stream and you got some educational use out of it. Don't forget, if you want to try that views per hour tool so that you can find out right now how many views Baby Shark is getting, then do make sure to download vidIQ. It is absolutely free. In the meantime, we'll see you in about 20 hours.